Okay, Will, here we are. We are on our next update. Got the bars installed on the bike. As you can see here, they're looking pretty stylish and nice. And I just went ahead and mounted just one of your lights here on the front of the bike, just so you can get an idea of where maybe they would go. Let's put this up a little bit. Where they would go, and I'm going to pan back here. There we go. Okay, yeah. So you can see, you know, it's on the side of the bike. I don't know if you want the light to hang like down, pointing in this direction. So, you know, the light would be like right there, or maybe you like where it is, or you want it to, you know, to stick out more and something like this, right? So I need you to come back. Come on back to the shop. Hey, come on back to the shop, and we will get, there we go. There's me. Come back to the shop and we'll get you to tell me exactly where you want them to go. You want them to stick out like that? Do you want to fold it in? Do you want it underneath here or on top? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's the light. Now, the next is your heated grips, and this, sadly, is fairly challenging news. Here is your factory grip that's on your bike, and it's hard for me to do this with two hands, but I'm going to attempt. I'm going to pull this back so that you can see what's happening underneath this grip. Okay. All right, so as you can clearly see, the grip has got ribs, and it's all like, basically, Triumph has made this proprietary twist tube so that if you're going to put grips on this bike, you have to go to Triumph and get Triumph grips to fit on this very proprietary tube. And this, regrettably, also translates right to your heated grips. Now, if you look closely here, you'll see that this one here has got a small hole, and this one here has got a big hole. This is for the twist tube, and this is for the handlebar, right? So right hand, left hand. So we're going to take this big one here. You can see it's clearly bigger. And what they would have done design-wise for this heated grip to be installed on your bike, is the wires being closest, is you would have been able to, if this wasn't proprietary, focus, there we go. If this wasn't proprietary, you would have been able to just take this tube and just slide it over top into position, and then this would be your heated grip. But because this is proprietary, it's all ribbed and got all these fancy bumps and wiggles in it, this will never slide on top unless I went through the effort of sanding down and smoothing off this entire twist tube to get this to fit on. And then even still, because this is just a smooth bore on the inside and this is all corrugated, even if I sand this down, these two will never be a real proper fit. I could pound in a whole bunch of handlebar grip cement. Basically, it's an epoxy that would just, you know, seal this on firm and it would stay there. But heat from the grip would melt the cement potentially and could cause problems. So the long and short of what I'm trying to tell you is, regrettably, these heated grips, which work for probably 95% of motorcycles, will not fit on this particular motorcycle because of this grip setup. So I'm sorry, but it looks like, if this rolls back, good, nice, okay. It looks like you are stuck with these particular grips until we could find a suitable grip to slip on there and go in its place. You're gonna have to stick with what you've got. I'm so sorry, but that's just all that we have. Okay, that's it. Okay, now the next item, next to the grips here, the next item is this incredibly loud horn, which is also size-wise fairly big. Just gonna bring the bike up here so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so your factory horn is right here, focus. Your factory horn is located right here, and it's pretty small. You know, a little flying saucer guy like that. Now, when I take your big blasting horn and I put it in situ, like this, you can kind of see that this has got a fairly big size to it, right? Like it's you compare this one to that one, your stock one's tiny compared to this. Now, I can remove this little one, obviously, and replace it with this big guy. But the problem with this big guy, quite literally, get this, quite literally, is how it's going to fit in here. Now, a couple of things. This big blasting horn has 2 scoops on the front, and these scoops is where the noise comes out. Now, obviously, the bike goes in this direction, and dirt goes in that direction. And what would end up happening if we had it pointed like this is dirt would just go in the scoops and bug up the horn, and you wouldn't be too horny. oh, okay. So, what we would likely do is we would just have to angle the horn down in a way so that it would fit up under your front fender. But even still, this fender part, as the fork collapses under pressure, this fender part moves up and it misses this horn because it's so small. But when you put this big dude in here, we are kind of flirting with trouble. So I don't think that this is the optimum spot for this horn to go in any configuration. I don't think this is a great idea. Given this horn's size and the fact that you've got these nice big bars on here, it seems to me that this could be a good location for the horn. You can see the scoops are facing kind of out in this way, so that's good. The noise would be obviously coming towards us versus, you know, going towards the front of the bike. But again, I need you to come to the shop and let me know what you think about having this sort of larger than Coca-Cola can size or beer can size of horn on this side of the bike, this location here, there, and we could even put it on the other side if you wanted. You know, there's lots of real estate over here as well that potentially, whoops, hold this like this. Lots of real estate here for the horn to fit in. It is kind of close to a heat source. That's the exhaust in there, but yeah, I mean, there's room. Anyway, there's the next item. That is, like I said, we got to have everything here, and we got to set it up in a way that that's kind of cool. Got to set it up in a way that it's going to take time, because nothing that you have here is just going to go right on the bike. Speaking of going right on the bike, I got your kickstand footboard on there, so that's looking good. That's all set up nice, and you already saw the bars. Okay, that's it, my man. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.